Acceptance of questionable things stops the questioning process. There is power in our questioning. When the divine Jesus came on the scene, he was doing questionable things. Therefore, he was questioned and challenged throughout the entirety of his ministry. The questioning process was enforced so that charges could be brought up against him to stop his influence, that being truth. John chapter 8 verses 5 through 6 ESV says, "Now in the law, Moses commanded us to stone such a woman. So what do you say?" This they said to test him, that they might have some charge to bring against him. Questionable things can sometimes spark fear. When people are scared or even sometimes convinced, it promotes silence. Silence happens when there is no answer for any question that is proposed. Therefore, resting in unquestioned or unchallenged silence generates the ability to take on a belief or idea. Matthew chapter 22, 33 through 35, ESV says, "And when the crowd heard it, they were astonished at his teaching." This is Jesus we're talking about. "But when the Pharisees heard that he had silenced the Sadducees, they gathered together, and one of them, a lawyer, asked him a question to test him. It is important to seek the Lord for all answers that concerns us, as ignorance can lead to our own undoing. Isaiah chapter 5, verse 13, ESV. "Therefore my people go into exile for lack of knowledge. Their honored men go hungry, and their multitude is parched with thirst." Most things that we are influenced to believe of this world are richly shaped by demonic rulers and authorities. But as believers, we should guard our minds and question all of the questionable doctrines, teachings, education, the racial divide, laws, ideas, entertainment, news, headlines, systems, policies, and corporations, just to name a few. We should be asking ourselves, and sometimes others, from what authority are these things coming from? And we will know the Spirit by the fruit it bears, and also by the testing through the Spirit, which comes by questioning or interrogation of the Spirit. Luke chapter 20, verses 1 through 4, ESV. One day, Jesus was teaching the people in the temple and preaching the gospel. The chief priests and the scribes with the elders came up and said to him, "Tell us, by what authority do you do these things? Or who is it that gave you this authority?" He answered them, "I will also ask you a question. Now tell me, was the baptism of John from heaven or from man?" As Jesus taught, he was interrogated by chief priests, scribes, and elders through question. However, Jesus challenged and unarmed them through asking them a question in return. Brothers and sisters, let's not live our lives blindly in the age of information, misinformation, and technology. Let us always remember to pray, discern, and question the authority from which all things before us come. Let us disarm and put to shame the schemes and the deception of the enemy through putting on the mind and the thinking of Jesus Christ. Colossians chapter 2, verses 13 through 15, ESV. "And you, who were dead in your trespasses and the uncircumcision of your flesh, God made alive together with him, having forgiven us all our trespasses by canceling the record of debt that stood against us with its legal demands. This he set aside, nailing it to the cross. He disarmed the rulers and the authorities and put them to open shame by triumphing over them in him." As we continue on our journeys through discipleship, may we all be readers, hearers, and doers of his word. Amen.